Here are 10 of my favorite skateboard YouTube channels of 2018. In 2018, we saw a lot of great skate content from a bunch of different creators. And while there were more than 10 that I enjoyed, I decided to narrow it down and give a good cross-section of skaters with different styles of channels. So up first we have Escape Plan Skateboarding. So I'm a pretty big sucker for those skaters vs haters or skaters vs security videos. And in my opinion, Escape Plan is one of the best channels to go for that kind of content. Not only do they have a ton of skaters vs videos, but they also round things out with skateboarding fail compilations every once in a while. So if you're anything like me and you like watching skaters vs the world, then I definitely recommend you check out Escape Plan if you haven't already. For channel number 2, we have Nightspeeds. Now, I'm not the biggest gamer around other than Super Mario World, but Nightspeeds has a skateboarding-focused gaming channel, which is also backed up by his awesome real-life skating. And not only does he play a lot of the EA Skate games, but he plays a lot of Session and Skater XL, and he plays them all realistically. And like I mentioned before, every once in a while, he graces us with some real skate content, and it never disappoints. So definitely go check out Nightspeeds. At number 3, we have Johnny Geiger's Global Game of Skate channel. Now, this is kind of a random one, but I really do enjoy the content on this one. The concept behind this one is pretty straightforward. It's an online game of skate where anyone in the world can enter, and all the tricks are set by Johnny Geiger. And if you've ever watched Johnny Geiger, then you know that's going to mean there's going to be some insane tricks. But luckily, there were some insane skaters who signed up, and after 21 rounds so far and only 8 skaters left, the tricks are continually getting more insane. And yes, I will admit, I did enter this as soon as it started, but after going a few rounds, I quickly realized I was in over my head, and I promptly ran the other way. So if you want to see some crazy skaters doing some crazy flat ground tricks, then definitely go check out the Global Game of Skate. For channel number 4, we have Spencer Barton. So there's a handful of these YouTubers whose content is kind of skatey and kind of vloggy, but in my opinion, Spencer's is one of the most creative, and he's an insane skater on top of that. I don't know how he thinks of some of his ideas, but the concepts are crazy and the execution is perfect. Oh yeah, and he can also ollie over a building. So if you've ever wondered what it would be like to wear a beanie for so long that it legally takes up residence on your head, then go check out Spencer's channel. At number 5, we have The 9 Club. Alright, well I know that this one's pretty obvious, but that doesn't change the fact that it's a really good channel. The concept is simple. Just get Chris Roberts and friends to sit down and interview a pro skater for a couple hours and see what happens. Of course, it's always awesome to see a pro skater that you like and hear his life story, but I've also found that some of the most interesting are people who I didn't really care about or who I didn't even know who they were. So if you're a fan of skateboarding and you're interested in finding out what made your pro skater who they are, then definitely go check out the 9 Club if you haven't already, which I'm sure everyone has. For channel number 6, we have Rad Rat Video. Now, Rad Rat is a channel that is packed with skateboarding knowledge. It's basically a melange of skateboarding history, lessons, video game reviews, and physics 101. I've used Aaron's channel several times now as a source for some of my information, and I will say that between the content he puts out, and from what I've seen in helping him do research, he really puts in a lot of time and effort to get things right. So if you've ever wondered what the highest drop physically possible on a skateboard is, or whatever happened to Grind King trucks, then I definitely recommend going and checking out Rad Rat Video. Coming up next, we have NinjaLifestyle. Now this one's a little different than the rest because I specifically picked this channel for one particular series that's on it, and that is Ninja Review. Now Ninja Review is a pretty simple concept. People send in their sponsor tapes, street parts, or random footage, and then Steve reviews it. So I don't know if any of you remember Shred It cards on the Ride channel, but it was a series that they did where people would send in some footage, and then they'd be given varying amounts of money for each trick, depending on how hard or how cool it was. Well, Ninja Review is sort of like that, except replace the money with Steve yelling at you for doing tic-tacs. Of course, this isn't for the faint of heart, but I like to believe that it's all in good fun. So if you're in the mood for some good schadenfreude, go check out NinjaLifestyle. At number 8, we have Manny's World. So if you don't already know, this is the YouTube channel for professional skateboarder Manny Santiago. So his channel is pretty much what you would expect from a skateboarder's YouTube channel. There's a lot of skating, of course, there's some vlogginess, and there's unboxing and travel and more. But the reason that I picked his channel in particular is that I think it's really important and good for us YouTube skaters. Having more and more professional skaters getting on the platform and creating their own channels is really hopefully going to start adding an air of legitimacy to what we do. And so I think it's pretty cool to see a pro skater who doesn't really care about the stigmas that a lot of core skaters have towards YouTubers. So if you're interested in checking out the day-to-day shenanigans of a pro skater, then go check out Manny's World. For channel number 9, we have Mogely. Simply put, Mogely is an incredible skateboarder who, in my opinion, is underrated. So once again, Mogely has pretty much what you would expect from a skate channel. There's games of skate, unboxings, and street and park skating. But I gotta say that my main reason for watching is just the crazy skill. And I had the pleasure of meeting and skating with Mogely a few months ago, and he's just as awesome off the board as he is on it. So I highly recommend checking out Mogely's channel. And finally, at channel number 10, we have Strictly Skateboarding. So surely you've heard of Strictly Skateboarding by now if you're on YouTube and you're a skater, but if not, I guess the best way to describe it would be as a repository for skate clips, but they're all kind of divided up into their own categories. So for instance, you'll have videos that are just about the biggest gaps and stairs, or about the steeziest tricks, or the best tricks done barefoot, and so on. So basically, if you're a sucker for compilations and for skateboarding, then this is the channel for you. I personally enjoy it because it's a good way for me to see a bunch of the new cool clips that have come out that I might have missed. And sometimes it's just fun to watch back-to-back clips of people doing crazy things. So that was my list of 10 of my favorite skateboard channels from 2018. I know there was a lot I missed, like John and Dale and Doug, but like I said in the beginning, I just wanted to have kind of a different cross-section of different styles of skate channels, and hopefully I achieved that. So I'd be super interested to hear about all of your favorite skate channels, so go ahead and comment them down below and I'll check them out. As always, I'd like to thank my Patreon pledgers for being so incredibly awesome. And besides that, I'd like to thank you for watching, and you can like and subscribe if you want.